Hey there, how y'all doing? So a few years ago, not that long ago, a couple years ago, I bought what I'm calling the Angry Photographer lens. And the reason I call it the Angry Photographer lens is because, to my knowledge, Ken Wheeler is the only person who was promoting this thing or talking about it. And he sort of popularized this lens to the extent that it is popular. I think he probably deserves credit for that. He made a series of videos in which he repeatedly said that if you do not buy one of these lenses, you're an idiot. Never one for understatement, right? So at any rate, I bought the thing, and other than utilitarian uses for macro, I haven't done a whole lot with it. I'm just not into creative macro photography. Not that I have anything against it. It's just not my thing. And I did shoot one model with this lens a few years ago, but she wasn't wearing a top, and so I'm not going to show you those pictures because I'm trying to keep this family friendly, just for my own reasons. But the other day I shot a model with a number of different lenses. It was sort of I think I shot 4 or 5 different lenses, including this one, and I was very impressed with the results. All images were shot wide open. And they were shot at a public park with a playground. So two different backgrounds. One background, the model was standing next to some flowers, and in the background is a stone wall or a masonry wall. And the other was on like a jungle gym playground sort of thing. And that series of shots was interesting because the background was this playground equipment which had a lot of brightly painted straight lines. So for background blur rendering purposes, that was extremely useful. Very, very useful, and I was really impressed with the way this thing handled the straight lines in the background. So I'm going to put a link down below to my Flickr account, which I don't use much anymore, but until I get my website up and running, which I know I've been talking about, but it's just, I keep procrastinating. And eventually when I do have a website, I will probably change the link in the description to my website rather than Flickr. And to take a look at those pictures, I was impressed. I was pretty impressed. This is a nice little lens. Well, little. So for comparison purposes, this thing's not really small. If we take a look at, here is an AIS 10525. You can put that next to the Tokina, and it's you can get an idea of how the size of this thing, and even more so if we take the Series E 100 f2.8, and come on, that's just which one would you rather toss in your bag? And I have done quite a few shots with the Series E. And maybe I'll put those on Flickr as well while I'm thinking about it. I've got my Flickr library organized by lens, so in case you're curious. And I did take some shots with the Series E, although those are, I've got some shots of this model with the Series E, though in a different background. Anyway, I don't want to digress into that. So this lens is available in Canon EF and Nikon F mount. In Nikon F mount, it has a physical aperture ring. Canon EF, it doesn't. And it would be really nice if I had a comparison, say, with the Nikon equivalent or the Nikon analogs to this lens, which would be the 105-28 macro or micro, which is available in an AFS version and an AIS version. I doubt that's the same optical formula. I strongly suspect that's a different formula. But the Tokina sells for just over $400 new, whereas the Nikon alternatives sell for between $700 to $1,200. So this is a much more affordable version. One of the nicest things about this lens that I really like is the manual focus. You've got the manual focus control here. That's a really neat method of selecting manual focus and autofocus. Very quick. Simple, nice, snappy action there between manual and auto. And once you put it in manual focus, the damping is quite impressive. This is nice. It just has a really nice feel. Good quality, I mean, this is as good as any manual lens, really. It seriously is. And there are very few lenses you can say that about, autofocus lenses. Only other limitation I can think of with this is that it does not have a motor, which I think is a good thing. I do not like my lenses with motors. I don't like lenses with too many moving parts. And so it is a screw drive lens. So in order, you can only use it on a Nikon F-mount camera, which is either manual focus or autofocus with screw drive capacity. At least you can't use the autofocus function unless your camera has a screw drive for autofocus. All right, I think that's about all I've got to say about this. Have a look at those images. I was nicely impressed. I really was. That's why I'm making this video. I saw those and I'm like, wow, okay. I honestly didn't expect something that good out of a macro lens. Okay, so that's what I've got for you today. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please subscribe and check out the links below. I will not be monetizing my videos for 30 days following release, so should you like to subscribe and click the notification bell, you can see all of my content commercial free for the first 30 days. Thank you so much. Take care now. Bye-bye.